What is good, everybody? It is your boy Champagne Chico, and we are back with a rebuild, and it is going to be the Baltimore Ravens with Odell Beckham Jr. and also Lamar Jackson now, since they kept him on the team. Now that he's on the team, now you have to build around him with the money that you are going to have besides that. And you got a lot of defensive players that you have to deal with in terms of contract situations. You did sign Roquan Smith to like a 4-year extension last year. Odell's only there for a year. You got Zay Flowers in the draft, who's supposed to be really good. I mean, Lamar Jackson has all the weapons now. He can't really make much excuses at this point. I love Lamar Jackson. But he didn't have the weapons before. But if he still doesn't perform with these weapons, there's going to be some issues. But before we get into the video, I'm going to have to ask you to go down there and like and subscribe for me. Make these rebuilds every Tuesday. And I have old school rebuilds that come out on Thursdays. So you're getting 2 times a week of rebuilds from me. So you have to go and hit that subscribe button to be able to see it, and hit the like button so more people can see it and we can get more ideas and different types of rebuilds going on, because I'm more than happy to make some random rebuilds. Like I just did the 0 rebuild one. That one was fun, so hopefully this one's going to be as fun as that. And the Ravens right now aren't really in a situation that they really have to do very much. They just have to hope for the best in terms of Lamar Jackson. You have a plethora of wide receivers. You got Odell Beckham this offseason. You got Nelson Aguilar. You got Rashad Bateman still. Devin Duvernay. Zay Flowers is your wide receiver 5 at this point. And it's just, you have a lot of weapons. You definitely do have a lot of weapons, maybe a little too much at this point. But your defense is still good. Your defense is still going to perform. I think they're going to be just fine on the defensive side. They probably need a cornerback a little more than wide receiver, but it's not a bad choice because it made Lamar Jackson happy. So that's basically what you have to do at that point. But we are at the start of the preseason. So we are going to have to sim to the midseason mark and see how this team does, and hopefully ends up going well. At the midseason mark, we are 4-3. Very interesting. Very interesting, since we have all these weapons right now. And it seems like they're not doing as much as they should at the moment, but everybody seems to be the same overall as before. The offensive line is still solid except for the left guard. We have to figure that out in the offseason. The defense is still basically the same. Everybody is basically the same overall. We have to see what the stats look like on the season. And the stats and awards in terms of 13th in offensive yards. Okay. And 24th in defensive. So our offense is performing, but our defense isn't. 1,700 yards, 9 TDs, and 3 interceptions for Lamar Jackson. Of course, Lamar Jackson has 282 yards and 5 TDs rushing as well. J.K. Dobbins has 506 TDs. Receiving, Odell Beckham Jr. has 559 and 1 TD. Mark Andrews has 376 and 4 TDs. And Aguilar has 358 and 3 TDs. Defense, Patrick Queen is the leading tackler. TFLs, Michael Pierce has 8. Matabuiki has 7 TFLs. Jason Pierre-Paul has 4. Patrick Queen has 3. Sacks, Justin has 2 sacks. Michael Pierce has 1, and Roquan Smith has 1. And interceptions, Kyle Hamilton has 2. Roquan Smith has 1. Patrick Queen has 1. And Odafe Owe has 1. So 4-3 is not a bad start to the season. I mean, it's kind of normal for this type of franchise. So we have to see what players there are ready to negotiate right now. Odell Beckham is ready to negotiate. I'm not sure if I would want to. Maybe like a 1-year deal, but I'm not trying to sign him to an extended deal. Nelson Aguilar, definitely not trying to bring back. I don't know why they brought him in if they were going to draft a wide receiver in the draft. Tyler Huntley would be cool to keep. Not really too concerned about it, though. These are all guys that I can really wait on. I have to see how good Odell Beckham gets throughout the season. I have to implement the draft class, and I'll see you at the end of the season. And at the end of the season, we went 11-6, which is basically expected right now. The rebuild really starts whenever Odell Beckham is off contract. I'm assuming they're not going to pay him more than this year. And when we get into the times of re-signing these players that need a contract, like on the defensive side and things like that. But overall, the team looks pretty good. Lamar Jackson is up to a 96. All the wide receivers look like they're in their 80s right now. The defense looks good as well. I mean, there's not really much to complain about at the moment. Marcus Williams, who came from the Saints to the Ravens last season, if I'm not mistaken, is doing well. Stats and awards for the team, we have 22nd in offensive yards. Wow. Must be the defense that's helping us. 6th in defensive. Usually how the Ravens games go. 3,700 yards, 23 TDs, and 9 interceptions for Lamar Jackson. J.K. Dobbins has 1,100 yards and 13 TDs, and Lamar Jackson is 880 with 10. Wow. Receiving, Odell Beckham Jr. has 950 and 5 TDs. Mark Andrews has 887 and 7 TDs. Nelson Aguilar has 867 and 7 TDs. Rashad Bateman is there as well. Defense, Roquan Smith has the most tackles with 119. Michael Prince has 18 TFLs. Jason Pierre-Paul has 12, and Justin has 12. Sacks, Justin has 4. Bowser has 3. And Roquan Smith has 3 interceptions, 3 for Roquan Smith, 3 for Patrick Queen, and 3 for Mullen Jr., and 2 for Kyle Hamilton. So the defense really started to show up, and it seemed like the offense started to not. If I'm the Ravens, I'll probably look for a cornerback like Denzel Burke. Kool-Aid McKinstry is your most ideal situation, but are you going to have it? Probably not. Denzel Burke is probably what's going to have to happen. He is round 1 projection. Seems like the best one, to be honest with you, beside Kool-Aid McKinstry, of course, because when you have a name like Kool-Aid, you have to be good. Yeah, we'll just get into this game against the Los Angeles Chargers and see who is able to come out on top. All right, and the Chargers start off with the ball, and they are not going to be able to go downfield. They punt it back to us, but we get 3 and outed on the first drive, and the Chargers are able to get 3 points on the board, but we get a long reception by a mysterious wide receiver because I wasn't able to see it, and the Chargers are slowly going downfield with Austin Eckler and go down and get the touchdown to take the lead 10-7. We're trying to get something going, and we get another touchdown on the day, 14-10, and the Chargers get knocked back a bunch. Odafe Owe finishing it off, and we have a chance to really extend this lead right now, but 3rd and 13 when we're getting sacked by Khalil Mack is not going to help, and then getting a negative 4-yard rush by J.K. Dobbins is also not going to help. The Chargers go downfield and get a touchdown before the half, 17-14. 27 seconds left in the half, and we just can't get anything going right now. 3 seconds on the clock. They're going to let it run out, and we start off with the ball, and we're making slow progression down the field, and a negative 3-yard rush by J.K. Dobbins is not going to help us at all. We punt it away to them. They end up punting it back to us, and it's just back and forth right now until they get another touchdown, 24-14. But Mark Andrews gets the first down. We have to get a touchdown right now before anything. 4th and 1, and we take the field goal, 24-17. It is a touchdown game right now, and our defense just has to stop them. And we get the turnover. Lamar Jackson passes it to Nelson Aguilar. We get a run play by J.K. Dobbins, 3rd and 3, and we get the touchdown with Mark Andrews. An 8-yard touchdown, 24-24, 3 minutes left in the 4th quarter. And the Chargers don't get stopped. They get a first down on 2nd and 12. They are going downfield. 4th and 5. Are they going to take the field goal? They do. A minute left. We have a minute to go downfield and get something. We get past the 50 with Odell Beckham. We get to the 39, which is really Justin Tucker's field goal range. Rashad Bateman gets another one. And we get the touchdown with Devin Duvernay, getting the 4-point lead, 31-27. The Chargers need something, but a penalty by Odafe Owe gives them 15 yards, 15 free ones, and that is going to be the game. And we get past the wild card round against the Los Angeles Chargers, and we have a chance to make it to the Super Bowl now. And in the divisional, we had to face the Las Vegas Raiders. 12-5 team. Devontae Adams is the top threat on their team at a 98 overall. I'm sure Josh Jacobs is right behind him with like a 96 or something. We have to come out on top in Vegas. And the Raiders start off with the ball and immediately get 3-and-outed with a back-and-forth loss. But 3rd and 12 has us in a sticky situation. 4th and 3 because of an 8-yard rush by Lamar Jackson. And the field goal gets us the first lead of the game. And they end up punting it back to us again. We are slowly going downfield but have to punt it away to the Las Vegas Raiders, but our defense is locking up right now. 4th and 4, we end up punting it away again, and our defense just can't hold them anymore. 7-3, we're going downfield. We get into field goal range. We're at the 1. 2nd and goal, 3rd and goal, and we get the touchdown. 10-7. 1 minute and 30 seconds left in the quarter. They end up punting it to us, and we get a quick drive downfield, getting a 17-7 lead, a 10-point lead for us. 30 seconds left. They punt it, and that's the end of the first half. And we start off with the ball once again. We go downfield and throw a pick to Javon Moyrig. Wow, but we stop him. Dylan Parham gets him back, and we get the ball back, but we end up punting it to them. A very confusing drive. They end up settling for the field goal after all of that. We punt it back to them. We let them get a huge penalty, and we're just going to let them get another touchdown to tie up the game. We have to tighten up right now. 3rd and 16, 4th and 16. 5-yard penalty by Chandler Jones. I think that's going to give us the first down, isn't it? No, we just end up punting it away. All right. 2nd and 2. 3 minutes left. They're not going to get the touchdown. They're just going to get the field goal. 20-17 with a minute 56 left on the clock. But we throw a pick to Daron Harmon. What? 4th and 16. They take the field goal. A minute 30 left. We need a touchdown to win the game. And we get it with Rashad Bateman. A 47-yard touchdown. 24-23. 30 seconds left on the clock. 2nd and 10 with 20 seconds left. They get past the 50. I don't know if, what's his name? Daniel Carlson can make that. 20 seconds left. 24-23. 16. They get some more yards on it. 4th and inches. And they don't take the field goal. Wait. They did? They won it. They won it off of the field goal, and Daniel Carlson wins the game for the Raiders. Wow. Wow. I thought with the way that ended, I won the game, to be honest with you. Looks like we got some rebuilding to do. And at the end of the season, the Panthers beat the Bills. Hold on. So Bryce Young led the Panthers to the Super Bowl. Tua is NFL MVP. I mean, Anthony Richardson is Offensive Rookie of the Year. Wow. Okay. I mean, now we have to worry about re-signing players. I don't think I'm re-signing Odell Beckham. I'll be honest with you. That's literally the whole point of this right now. I don't think I'm just going to let him walk off the first year. I'm just not giving him 4 years. I can't give him 4 years. I'll give you this. Okay, so I'll give you a player-friendly contract, but for 2 years. I really don't want to pay you too much. Thanks for the offer, but I'm just not interested in signing. I'll try to re-sign him in free agency. I mean, yeah, 16.9 is not going to happen. I'll try to re-sign him in free agency. I doubt there's going to be a lot of people trying to get him or fighting to get him, really. Everybody else is really just able to walk. Nelson Aguilar definitely is able to walk. I'm not trying to have him on the team. Yeah, that's about it. We can go into free agency, hopefully getting some more players to help this team with $91 million in cap. All right, so a lot of contracts that we just really kind of need to bring to the team. Tommy Townsend, we don't have a punter that's good enough. Odell Beckham, it's the whole point of this right now. I gave him the 4-year contract anyways. He is an 83 overall now, but we'll see what he ends up being in 4 years. Left guard, Dalton Reisner, supposedly in the hunt. I could give a little more. Sean Murphy-Bunting and Ronald Darby. I'm going to give Reisner a little more just to make sure that I get him. I don't want to risk not having a left guard. Got to make sure that he wants to come to the team, and we're basically in the lead for that. So we're going to go ahead and evaluate these offers, and hopefully all of them accept. Ronald Darby is the only one left, and it seems like the cornerback did not accept, which is Sean Murphy Bunting. He went to the Raiders. Fantastic. We got Tommy Townsend, Odell Beckham, and Dalton Reisner to come to the team. Now it's just Ronald Darby, who still hasn't decided. We'll do it again, and he has decided, and he's not coming to the team. So we're definitely going to have to draft cornerbacks in the draft. There wasn't a lot of options in this one, to be honest with you. So not much to do with it. I mean, I can look at the roster just to make sure I'm drafting the right things right now. Right guard would be great. For some reason, I thought we had a right guard. Zay Flowers is wide receiver 4 now. Defense, right end, cornerback. Okay, so right end and cornerback is our main priority in the draft. It's really just the defense at this point. So we definitely have to look for a right end and a cornerback in this draft, and hopefully be able to build this team up for the future. All right, and we are the 27th pick in the draft. We're just going to go ahead and simulate towards it. Hopefully some of our players are still here that we want. Doesn't necessarily look like it, though. No. JT is here. Could go for that right now. I mean, yeah, I think I'm just going to go with JT Tulamaloa. Power rusher out of Georgia. Hopefully he's good. There's just not a lot of cornerbacks we're taking right now. 89 strength, 88 speed, 86 acceleration, and 80 jumping. Okay. Well, he's going to fill in nicely at right end. We have to figure out the whole cornerback situation, though. I'll go ahead and take Alex Austin here. He has some good physicals, his skills, his B press, B catching, B zone. Not the greatest man coverage. We just need a cornerback right now. Hidden development, 93 speed, 80 jumping, 87 change of direction, 92 acceleration, and 82 agility. Okay, we need one more cornerback, and I think I'm going to be good on this draft. And I think the creator of this draft class wasn't very creative in terms of the names. This isn't exactly what Devin Witherspoon is because he's projected to go day 3. A press, B tackle, not the greatest catching, not the greatest play recognition, and not the greatest zone coverage, but it's worth a try because his physicals are pretty good. So normal development, 91 speed, 87 jumping, 93 acceleration, and 86 agility. Just need some bodies on the field for a cornerback, and he's going to fill that in. All right, and at the start of the season, our team looks like this. Lamar Jackson is a 94 overall. Odell is an 83. J.K. Dobbins an 81. Gus Edwards 79. Patrick Ricard is still here. Mark Andrews. Defense looks pretty solid. JT looks like he's going to be pretty good for us. The cornerbacks aren't that great. We're probably going to have to focus on that next draft as well, just to make sure that we get what we need. Right guard is still a position of need right now. Yeah, we're going to have to see about that, but we will simulate to the midseason mark. Hopefully we have a winning record, and hopefully we can win the conference. And at the midseason mark, we are 5-1. That's great. Stats and awards, I'm glad we're 5-1 right now, because if not, 22nd in offensive yards still. Come on, Lamar. 4th in defensive. You did not get signed to be bad. 1,300 yards, 14 TDs, and 2 interceptions. Well, it's not him, I guess. 479 yards and 4 TDs for J.K. Dobbins. Lamar has 364 and 4 TDs. Receiving, Rashad Bateman has 400 yards and 3 TDs. Odell has 374 and 6 TDs. And Mark Andrews has 302 TDs. Defense, Patrick Queen has the most tackles. Michael Pierce has 7 TFLs. Odafe Owe has 4 TFLs. Brandon Stevens has 2. And Kyle Hamilton has 2. Sacks, JT has 3 sacks. Bowser has 3. And Justin has 2.5. Interceptions, only the rookie has an interception. Very interesting. So, okay. All right, let's see if any of the rookies have any new development traits, really. There's not really much else to look at. Zay Flowers is still the wide receiver 4. I don't think I'm planning to sign Duvernay if he's up for a contract at any point. Defense, they're still up for debate in terms of what development trait they're going to be. So I guess we're going to have to wait on that and see how that goes. But players ready to negotiate, we have to see who is up for a contract right now. J.K. Dobbins and Patrick Queen and Gus Edwards. Oh, wow. Okay. We got a good amount. So Duvernay, I don't think I'm going to be re-signing regardless. We have 26 mil. Well, I'm glad I didn't spend too much money last year because that would have screwed me. Gus Edwards, I could really pack up right now in terms of for value. I'll give Patrick Queen a neutral offer. I'm not considering shorter deals at the moment. That's fine. That's great for you. I mean, it's either I get J.K. Dobbins or Gus Edwards at this point. J.K. Dobbins is a lot younger, though. J.K. Dobbins for 6 years. Need a bigger offer to overcome this team not being a fit. Okay, well, I think I'm still going to pack up Gus. I'm planning to sign J.K. Dobbins regardless. So I'm going to try to get Gus for a first-round pick or second-round pick and see how that goes. All right, we are packing up Gus Edwards and Devin Duvernay and a 7th-round pick to the Chiefs for their 2nd and 3rd-round pick this year. Just trying to get some value back for them. I'm not planning to keep them, so definitely trying to keep J.K. Dobbins, though. So we'll simulate to the end of the season, and hopefully we will win the conference, like I said before. Wow. We actually ended up losing a lot. We were 9-8, so we didn't even make the wild card around. Oh my gosh, 15th in offensive yards. What happened to the defense? 3rd in defensive yards. How did we lose? 3,600 yards, 34 TDs, and 12 interceptions for Lamar. He had an 1,000-yard rushing season with 6 TDs. J.K. Dobbins had 1,400 yards and 16 TDs. Receiving, Mark Andrews with 933 and 8 TDs. Rashad with 907 TDs. And Odell Beckham with 812 TDs. The defensive side, Patrick Queen had the most tackles. Michael Pierce had 17 TFLs. Owe had 16. Justin had 10. Sacks, Odafe Owe had 9.5. JT had 9. And Justin had 7. Interceptions, Marlon Humphrey had 3. Marcus Williams had 2. And Patrick Queen had 1. How did we end up only winning 4 of the remaining games of the season when we were 5-1? That's absurd. I guess we're just going to have to simulate to the offseason. And at the end of the season, the Bills obliterate the Panthers this year. They were not happy about last year. 49-21, and Josh Allen is the Super Bowl MVP. Justin Herbert won NFL MVP, and none of our players won any awards. So, not the greatest outlook right now. We have to see how we're going to re-sign J.K. Dobbins, though. J.K. Dobbins is a superstar now. Just to entice him, 7 years, 4.5, 3.5. Offers perfect. He's a superstar, so he's going to keep developing for us. Patrick Queen is next. I mean, I would like to keep him long-term just because he's younger. This is exactly the offer that he was looking for. So Patrick Queen's back on the team. And Justin has been good for us. I don't want to lose him necessarily. 27, we can keep him until his year 31. I think free agency would be better for me. Okay, well, I guess. Good luck with that because you're going to need it. So now we go into free agency with about 40 million. We have the draft to look at. I know that we probably have a medium round pick at this point. Oh, there it is. Right tackle Chase Pryor. Okay, I think I'm just going to play it by ear. If I'm able to sign some free agents that can fill in, then that's great. If not, then I'll look in the draft. But I'm going to go ahead and see if I can sign in free agents. And yeah. All right, it was basically time to move on from these people. I know Odell, this is supposed to be about him, but he is taking up too much cap for my liking right now. And we're going to pack him up with Michael Pierce and Moses for a first-round pick next year from the Bills. So it doesn't affect our cap room this year. We get 13.2 mil to work with. Basically, I'm trying to get a replacement defensive tackle for Michael Pierce. He is aging, and I'm not necessarily trying to wait on that. So Ed Oliver is here. Ed Oliver is here. I wanted to get him. All right, the 3 players that we're going after are pretty big hitters for us. Trayvon Diggs, Brandon Ayuk, and Ed Oliver. Trayvon Diggs is to help Marlon Humphrey in that cornerback room. Brandon Ayuk, basically to be the wide receiver 1 of the team. And Ed Oliver, we need a defensive tackle now because Michael Pierce was just taking up cap space that we didn't need him taking. So, nothing else was really here that we really necessarily needed. I'm planning to draft a... Oh, no. Ed Oliver didn't come to the team. Whoa, Justin Herbert went to the Patriots. Where did Ed Oliver go? To the Broncos, bro? Really? All right, well, we got Trayvon Diggs. Brandon Ayuk is still contemplating. All right, now we're doing Fletcher Cox just to fill in that defensive tackle role for the moment. And Brandon Ayuk still here. They both ended up deciding, and they both came to the team. So we have 4.39 left in cap space. I don't necessarily think there's a lot that we can do with that. I wish there was, but I really don't think there is, or any that's really worth it at the moment. Kicker, we still have Justin Tucker, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't see that he had a contract expiration. So just to make sure, we'll take a look at the roster. Ooh, I think we're missing a left end. Oh, Justin. Oh, I didn't get Justin. I did not get Justin back on the team. That's not good. I did not need to get Fletcher Cox. I didn't need to get Fletcher Cox. I guess I'll run a 2 defensive tackle scheme. Think we need to change the scheme regardless, but okay, so we need a right tackle. Maybe. We need a right tackle if possible. If not, then definitely a right end again, or a left end actually, because JT plays right end. Cornerback would be great, but I don't know if that's going to be possible in terms of the value. So, ooh, okay. All right, so we're going to have to see how this goes, but I will see you in the draft. All right, now in the draft, we're just going to skip to the 18th pick in the draft, Mike McAllister. Wow, I don't know why I turned into a completely different person trying to say that, but okay. We can take a right tackle now and possibly take a left end at the start of the next round. I liked Dom Odin anyways, so that might be who I wait on, really. Has some good physicals. His skills look pretty good. I wouldn't mind taking him in the 2nd round. I think I'm going to take a right tackle now, though. Chase Pryor, it's what they projected for me. He has some good physicals. Stats are pretty good. Run block finesse is an A. Run block is a B. Hopefully his pass block is pretty good as well. Hidden development, 89 strength, 76 jumping, and 86 acceleration. Out of Washington State, so he's not changing colors very much coming to the Baltimore Ravens. All right, now that we're here, it's between Peter Waters and Dom Odin. Peter Waters looks pretty good as well. A tackle, B power moves, A block shed, B awareness, F finesse moves. What is the difference between him and Dom Odin? Power rusher. Basically, almost the same, just... I can't really tell. I can't tell. I'm not going to lie to you. This one's a run stopper. Is it block shed that he has? C? I guess I'll take Peter Waters. Hopefully he's better. Hidden development, 92 strength, 78 speed, and 83 acceleration. That was a tough choice. That was definitely a tough choice, but I like it. We have our ends. We have basically everything right now. We need a... Damn, that's what I needed. A right guard, bro. I'm going to take Kenny Edwards. Seems pretty good. He's a left guard, so he can move to right guard. Has some good physicals. Decent stats. Hopefully, hidden development, 88 strength, 79 jumping, and 82 acceleration. 6'4", agile to Texas A&M. Not bad. Not a bad one at all. This is the man that I could have taken for right guard earlier. It's a risk I'm willing to take now that I have that left guard. He doesn't look good, though. His physicals look okay. His skills are questionable. Yeah, I think that left guard's going to be starting at right guard. We're going to take a look before we sim to the midseason mark at our roster right now. Right tackle position, Pryor is only a 73. We have 2 of the same player models now. So that's fantastic. Zay Flowers is wide receiver 3 now. I was just making sure because I thought I saw that wrong. Brandon Ayuk, Rashad Bateman, and Zay Flowers are all the men to worry about right now. Defense, Waters was a 76 overall, and he's actually better at defensive tackles, surprisingly enough. Maybe we switch the scheme on defense, unless it's not. It's a 91 right now. It looks like that's going to stay that way. Yeah, I'll just keep it that way. This guy's 3-4. Offensive scheme, 69. We're going to change it to that 82. Oh, shit. There we go. 82. Vertical zone run. I'll leave the playbooks as is. Yeah, let's just sim to the midseason mark. Hopefully the team develops and ends up winning the right amount of games. Wow, we went 2-5. All right, wow. Lamar Jackson's a 97 overall, so that's fantastic for us. Mark Andrews is a 98. The O-line looks good. Defense looks decent. I mean, there's not much to say about it, really. There really isn't. So, okay, we'll look at the stats, see what's going on. I mean, 2-5 is not a great start at all. 4th in offensive yards. It's probably the defense that's not helping us right now. 29th in defensive yards. Wow. Lamar Jackson, 1,700 yards, 14 TDs, and 8 interceptions. J.K. Dobbins with 500 yards and 4 TDs. Lamar Jackson with 506 TDs. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk has 500 yards and 8 TDs. Rashad Bateman has 423. Mark Andrews has 403 TDs. Patrick Queen is the leading tackler once again. JT has 5 TFLs. Waters has 5, and Patrick Queen has 4. Sacks, Waters has 4, and JT has 2.5. And interceptions, Kyle Hamilton, Raquan Smith, Marcus Williams, and Marlon Humphrey all have 1. The defense needs to pick it up if we're going to win some games to make the playoffs, because we're 2-5 right now. We can't really do much at the moment of what to do with the team. There's really nothing genuinely wrong with it. Everybody is pretty decent. Lamar Jackson's contract is up. That is hella convenient. Oh my gosh, and it's going to knock me down to 9 mil. Neutral deal, off the rip. This offer's perfect. Okay, so we keep Lamar on the team. You know, I'm just going to hope that some cap room frees up between now and the offseason. Rashad Bateman, I would really like to keep. I just have to hope. I'm not going to trade him right now. Just see if we end up making it to the playoffs, and if not, we got to figure out what to do, because I'm keeping Lamar Jackson. I have to keep Lamar Jackson. It's basically like the package deal of rebuilding with Lamar and Odell Beckham now. So I already got rid of Odell Beckham Jr. I have to keep Lamar as long as possible. But we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the season, and hopefully we are a winning team. And at the end of the season, we go 10-7. All right. I'm glad we picked it up, because it might be the defense. 11th in offensive yards. We kind of fell off on the offensive side of things. And 3rd in defense. So they ended up waking up. 3,900 yards, 34 TDs, and 11 interceptions for Lamar Jackson. Rushing, J.K. Dobbins has 1,210 TDs. Lamar Jackson had another 1,000-yard season with 13 rushing TDs. Wow. Receiving, Brandon Ayuk had 1,013 TDs. Rashad Bateman with 963 and 3 TDs. And Mark Andrews was 783 and 8 TDs. Zay Flowers is there as well. Patrick Queen with the most tackles. Waters with 16 TFLs. JT with 13 TFLs. Fletcher Cox with 13 and Patrick Queen with 12. Sacks, Waters had 7. JT had 6.5. Interceptions, Roquan Smith had 3. Trayvon Diggs had 2. Kyle Hamilton had 1. And Marlon Humphrey had 1. Okay. All right. So did anybody get any new development traits over the season? Because it seems like we really picked it up after that bit. Doesn't necessarily look like it. Why? Oh, I see why. Yeah. Zay Flowers is still a lower overall than usual. Everybody just looks decent right now, really. There's not really much to complain about. We just have to see if we're able to beat the New York Jets with Quinnen Williams being the major threat on their team. All right, and the Ravens start off with the ball, and a 17-yard reception to Isaiah Likely is going to get them to field goal range, but we only get the field goal with Justin Tucker, 3-0, and the Jets are slowly going downfield and end up getting the touchdown. It is 7-3, and we get into field goal range. We're in 1st and goal, and we end up getting the touchdown, our second lead of the game. 10-7, the Jets are trying to get downfield as much as possible, but have to settle for a field goal too with Cameron Dicker. And we get the ball back. We are not able to do anything and end up punting it 73 yards for a touchback. Wow. And the Jets are going to go downfield and get another touchdown. 17-10. We have to get a touchdown too, and we tied up right before the half. They do start off with the ball at the half, though, so they might have an advantage right now. And they end up going downfield and getting a touchdown, 24-17. We end up not doing anything on our drive. We stop them on defense. All we have to do is do something with it. 1st and 10. We get into field goal range. We get a big reception. 3rd and 5 with Lamar Jackson getting an 8-yard rush. 4th and 5, and we settle for the... Oh, we get the touchdown with Brandon Ayuk. A tie game, 24-24, and we end up making them punt again. 3rd and 12, 4th and 9. We have to punt it back to them. Oh, we almost got a 3-and-out again. And they get downfield and get another touchdown, 31-24. We get another touchdown to tie up the game. Brandon Ayuk is doing his thing today. 2nd and 20 because of a penalty by Breece Hall. 2-minute warning. Wait. Did we get a pick 6 or something? What happened? 38-31. They have the ball and are not able to get it on 3rd down. They end up going for it and not able to get it there either with Aaron Rodgers at QB still. It's been about 3 years since that trade. 4th and 7. Justin Tucker. You can count on that man to make a 57-yard field goal with no problem at all. A 10-point lead. A minute left in the game. They're going to be able to get into field goal range and get the touchdown. 41-38. And Lamar Jackson kneels to win the wild card round. Wow, that felt like a conference championship at that point, but Aaron Rodgers goes home once again, and the Ravens move on to the divisional. And in the divisional, we have to face the Cincinnati Bengals, who are 15-2. Of course, it's their offense with their 3-headed monster that they have in Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. So that's a tough beat, but we have a chance with our defense hopefully locking them up right now. All right, and the Bengals do start off with the ball and seem to start hot, 7-0. We can't do anything on our drive, and they go downfield and throw a pick to us. And we get the ball back. We need that momentum. 1st and 10, 2nd and 6. We get a touchdown with Brandon Ayuk getting a 35-yard touchdown. 7-7, and the Bengals want to answer back, and they do just that with a 14-7 lead now. 3rd and 1, 1st and 10. 1st and 10 again, and we are getting into the red zone right now. 2nd and 10, 3rd and goal, or 2nd and goal, my dumbass. 14-14, and the Bengals have to be stopped here by our defense, and we get the pick. We get the pick, 3rd and 2, 4th and 1. Come on, boys. And we go for it on 4th down. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 10, and we have to take the field goal now. 20 seconds left in the second quarter. They're not going to be able to do anything, and we start off with the ball 17-14. A touchdown here would make all the difference for us, but we get knocked back out of field goal range, but a penalty knocks us back into it with Jermaine Pratt getting a penalty, and we get to the 6-yard line with Mark Andrews, the 2-yard line with J.K. Dobbins, and J.K. Dobbins finishes it off for the touchdown, giving us a 9-point lead because Justin Tucker missed an extra point. Wow, I hope that doesn't come to bite us in the ass. 1st and 10, 2nd and 12, 3rd and 12, 4th and 3, and I think they're just going to take the... They go for the touchdown, and they pass it at Cole Kmet for a 10-yard touchdown. 23-21. We get the 1st down after a back-and-forth drive right there. We're in the red zone. We get to the touchdown with Lamar Jackson. That gives us a 9-point lead once again, but we get the pick. We get the pick and get another touchdown. 38-21 to get our 1 point back that we couldn't get. And we got another turnover. And we're getting another touchdown. 45-21. The Bengals are trying to do anything right now. And they get the touchdown, but I think they missed the extra point. But that does not matter because we win the divisional round against the 15-2 Cincinnati Bengals. They need to work on their defense if they want to keep up with us. Now in the AFC Conference Championship, we have to face the Kansas City Chiefs. I don't think we could have had a harder route to the Super Bowl besides facing the Kansas City Chiefs, the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Jets. I mean, the Jets was probably but we have to defeat Patrick Mahomes if we want to make it to the Super Bowl now. And the Chiefs do start off with the ball, and they are not able to get anything on the first drive, but we're trying to get something going. 3-0 is how the game starts off for us, but we get the pick, and we get into the red zone and get a touchdown. 10-0, and the Chiefs get stopped 3 times in a row. 10-0. 4th and 2, though. We're going to have to punt it to them. Our defense has to stay alive. Come on. 10-0, and they end up getting a touchdown regardless. 10-7. Wow. Whoa. A big reception gets us a 17-7 lead. 3rd and 9, 4th and 15, and they have to settle for the field goal. We still have a 7-point lead right now, but that does not mean that we have to give up right now, bro. We made them punt. 3rd and 6, 4th and inches. We didn't go for it because it was the end of the half. And we get the ball once again. We're going downfield very slowly. 3rd and 2, and we get the touchdown with Brandon Ayuk, a 3-yard touchdown. We have a 14-point lead right now. It seems like our defense is just locking up the Chiefs right now. As they go downfield and get another touchdown, 24-17, we get another touchdown to extend the lead to a 2-touchdown lead. And they end up going downfield and getting a touchdown of their own, but it's not enough to win the AFC Conference Championship. And the Baltimore Ravens finally get past Patrick Mahomes. And in the Super Bowl, we are facing the New York Giants, who are also 10-7. Have a similar team overall as us. Just have to be able to beat them. All right, and the Ravens do start off with the ball and immediately get stopped by the Giants. But our defense does the exact same thing. 2nd and 13, 3rd and 4, we get into the red zone and we are able to get the touchdown. A 7-0 lead for the Ravens right now, and we make them punt it. We could take a 2-touchdown lead, but we throw a pick. 7-0, and the Giants are slowly going downfield, but end up turning the ball over because I think they went for it on 4th down. A 15-yard penalty by their middle linebacker moves us past the 50. 7-0. We go downfield and get another touchdown, 14-0 with 2 minutes left on the clock. That is the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 4, and they end up converting on 3rd down. 3rd and 6, and they get a long reception for the touchdown. And they stop us on our drive, and they could possibly tie up the game here, and that is exactly what they do. 14-14, and they start the ball. They start with the ball in the second half. 3rd and 3. They get the touchdown and take their first lead of the game. 21-14. We're trying to answer back. 3rd and 3. 1st and 10. We're at the 5, and we get the touchdown to tie up the game. 21-21 in the Super Bowl. The Giants progressively making their way downfield, but have to punt it away to us. We have a chance to take our lead right back from them. 21-21. 1st and 20 because of Tyler Linderbaum. 2nd and 8. 3rd and 13. 4th and 4. We make the field goal because Justin Tucker is that man. 52-yard field goal. 4th and 8. And they end up punting it back to us. We could chew clock, but we end up punting it back to them within the 5-yard line. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock. We have a 3-point lead. They convert on 4th down. They are going downfield. 2 minutes left, and they turn it over. And now we just have to run out the clock. We got the 1st down, and that is going to be game. And your Baltimore Ravens win the Super Bowl. Wasn't with Odell. It was with Lamar Jackson and Zay Flowers. You got Brandon Ayuk. You got some new defensive players. You still had Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Williams, Kyle Hamilton. A lot of the bigger names were still on the team. Ronnie Stanley was still on the team. Tyler Linderbaum was still on the team. Mark Andrews. You still had Rashad Bateman on the team. He was still on the team. He was about to leave. He was about to leave because we did not have the cap room. But now Lamar Jackson is finally going to hold a Super Bowl trophy as a Baltimore Raven in the city of Baltimore. I was about to say the city of Maryland. The city of Baltimore is happy. And at the end of it all, the Ravens win the Super Bowl, and J.K. Dobbins is Super Bowl MVP, and Lamar Jackson won NFL MVP. Peter Waters, our defensive rookie, is Defensive Rookie of the Year. Very impressive. Very impressive overall. The Ravens finally win a Super Bowl. And if you did enjoy that, please go down there and like and subscribe so more people can see this and you can see more of this content. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.